What's up? Welcome to the Weekly Drop, episode 10. We did it, per usual. I'm so proud of us. Remember, you can follow us on Instagram at The Weekly Drop Pod. That's P-O-D. And you can follow us on Facebook at The Weekly Drop. Let's talk about this milestone, episode 10.
Yeah, 10 weeks. 10 weeks of doing this.
We started right before.
10 weeks ago.
Well, yeah, but like September-ish.
Yeah.
And
we are in November.
Yeah, and I was excited when we started. We've gotten a lot of great feedback. One thing I really want to do is to start like recording videos and, you know, posting on Reels and TikTok and just being able to visually see us. I think that'd be
cooler for the listeners.
Yeah.
And this isn't sponsored by any means.
Oh.
But how will we be recording soon with your new
iPhone 15 Pro?
Wow. Erika upgraded big time.
Yeah, so I had an 11 and then I was like, I can't do this anymore. My phone was randomly shutting off. Honestly, I think it was because I didn't have enough space, but it was randomly shutting off. Battery was dying, like just things were happening and I was not feeling it. And then every time I had to take a picture, I was like, this camera quality is not it.
It was dusty.
So I was like, let me just go see what the vibe is. And I went to the store. It wasn't too expensive to kind of do one of those plans where you pay it off in 2 years, which hopefully I'm going to pay it off before that. And I got $350 back for my 11, which Beautiful. I was not suspecting. So expecting was what I was trying to say.
But I suspect you knew that.
I thought I ate when I said suspecting. So I'm very excited. I got like the navy blue moment and I put a pink case on it and I do feel a little brand new. I'm not going to lie.
And that camera is crazy.
That quality. When you have that cinematic, I know it's on like the 13 as well, but 11 didn't have that.
No.
So it's just a very nice.
It's a movie
thing. Yeah. So we're super excited for everyone that is new. Welcome. We're best friends who date and live together and all that good stuff.
What?
And for people that have come back to listen to us, thank you so much. We're excited to keep growing. It might be a slow grow, but we are working on it and doing our thing. So we appreciate you. So now we're gonna drop it like it's hot. Okay, so going into like pop culture, we're gonna talk about Missy Elliott. So she just got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Woo woo!
Applause.
Well deserved.
Applause.
Well deserved. Obviously, Missy's, GOAT. I would say she's goated, right?
Yeah, she's GOAT status.
So it was so interesting. She was on Good Morning America before this event was happening, and she told Hoda, she was like, my mom has never seen me perform live and in person. So that at the inductee Hall of Fame thing is going to be the first time she ever sees her perform live. And the first time I read that, I was like, wait, what do you mean? Like when I started in radio, my mom was waking up overnight, making sure she heard me. Like she's just like, what's up? I know she just had to turn on the radio, but still, you know what I'm saying? So at first I'm like, why isn't your mom doing that? But it turns out, I thought this was really interesting. I want to hear your point of view. So she's like, my mom has seen me on TV, but she's never been to my show because, quote, you know, I had some little words I didn't ever want her to hear, which I get. But if she's already seeing you live, yeah, they bleep it out. But
you know it's there.
You know it's there. You can look it up. You can hear through the grapevine. Like your daughter has this song about da-da-da-da. And I understand her trying to be respectful, but I just think that's kind of a weird reason.
Yeah, I feel like that's a cop-out reason.
Yeah.
That's not a real reason.
I like it because she's respecting her mom and she's like, maybe just doesn't want to make her mom feel uncomfortable. Like maybe she's just like old school. But I just kind of like even Missy Elliott, like, yeah, it's not like it's like Olivia Rodrigo who just came up now. Missy's been in the game forever. And so I think she's like 50 years old. Like
she's older.
Yeah. So that's just crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good reason.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's weird.
Yeah, I feel like at least once. So obviously she's done her tours and she's done all of her concerts prior to this event, but I just find it weird that she's not there.
Yeah,
like,
even starting out, like you start out, maybe you perform in a mall.
Right.
Your mom's not there.
With the little jukebox and one microphone.
My mom would be like, my biggest fan was that girl.
So I guess my question to you before we wrap this topic up is, do you think she's going to get like stage fright now that her mom is there? Like, is
There's
that
no
different
way.
now? Like now she sees her mom in the crowd who was never there. It was always that empty seat.
I don't think she'll necessarily like have the vision where she sees her.
Okay.
I think she just is going to see a crowd. Knowing her mom's in the crowd, she might be a little nervous, but this is Missy Elliott. She's performed everything. every festival, every show. She's won so many awards. So I kind of think this is just a day for her. And it's just like, yay, mom's here too.
Right. Okay. I got you.
I think it's one of those awe moments more so.
Yeah. I'm sure the camera will be on her the entire night.
100%.
The mom, not
yeah.
Missy Elliott. Well,
like,
both of them.
She says the F word and they look at the mom like, what are you
like,
going to do?
No. Yeah.
What are you going to say?
Oh, man.
So this is so interesting. I don't know if my whole childhood has been a lie.
Oh,
Sorry, Mom.
Mine has. After reading this.
Okay. So I'm just going to go into it because I can't even just like shimmy around
We're
it.
all doomed.
The maker of Cup Noodles, we all know Cup Noodles, very easy to make. So we thought they recently announced that they're switching the packaging from polystyrene cups to paper cups next year, which will make Cup Noodles, quote, microwavable for the first time since its introduction in 1973.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What?
What do you mean microwavable for the first time?
Because I, as a person of Earth, have been putting water to the line and the microwave for 3 minutes. And then after 3 minutes, you remove a cup of noodles from the microwave and you eat it.
Yeah.
And that's all of the steps to do that.
And it's crazy because I think the entire world was doing that.
I believe so.
So I have just like a couple questions. First of all, how are we still alive? A couple of questions.
Nice.
How are we still alive? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't know.
Apparently what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to have the cup sitting on the counter, I guess, or wherever you want to put it, on your lap. It doesn't matter. And then get hot water and fill it to the line and then kind of let it seep in there, kind of like tea would.
Oh, cool.
And
Never going to do that.
Nobody did that.
Yeah.
Who has time to do that?
Not me. I have 3 minutes to do it.
I swear the cup said to put it in the microwave.
I don't think it did. We'll look. Well, I don't know. Maybe they'll
Might be
remove
different
those
now, yeah.
It'll be like what is the effect where like you...
Oh, like
Yes.
like the Bernstein Bears and then the Bernstein Bears.
Man. Mandela effect.
Mandela, yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be a Mandela effect about Cup of Noodles.
It's just so interesting. And one of my favorite things that somebody said online is, quote, every day I found out I spent my whole childhood doing random irreparable damage to my tiny body.
Yep, pretty much.
It's so crazy. Also, my other question for this was, why did they take so long to change it? If y'all knew we've been doing this for this long, and you're like, 2023, I guess we'll change it up.
Yeah. And then they just like drop the information out of the sky. And they're like, oh yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
They're like, let's break the internet.
It's so much time. So much time.
It's so
they
interesting.
They had time. We didn't. But
yeah. I love it though. I love that we were all like collectively on the same page and somehow the makers of Cup Noodles were not.
Yeah, they did a sturdy.
Oh, what?
They did a sturdy.
Oh.
What did you think I said?
They did a sturdy.
Well, maybe they did do that
They
too.
did the study.
Yeah. They did a study on why you shouldn't microwave styrofoam.
He's reaching. Speaking of singing, let's go into Song of the Week.
Yeah, you did hit a good riff. So.
Thank you. Go ahead. You're first.
All right. That's every week I do the two.
I'm kind of nervous.
All right. But on my radar, I've got some nerve to play hard. I waited for my chance, but playboys, we don't dance.
Okay.
Speeding car going 90 in the rain. She took my heart, filled it with nothing but pain. This beat in my dance, it's not for romance. I wanna stay, but playboys, we don't dance.
It's giving Jason Derulo.
And I won't dance again.
What is that?
That is The Color Violet by Tory Lanez. And
should have known.
The reason I picked that is, first off, this is the standout song on his Alone at Prom album. And he announced today from jail that Alone at Prom...
Who does he tell?
I don't know.
His
Does he have an
lawyer?
account? Like, is he smuggling a phone in jail?
Probably. They all have TikToks in jail.
So he... That's crazy. He tweeted, or his team tweeted, that the Color Violet Deluxe will be dropping November 17th.
Okay.
So that is his throwback 80s, 90s album, which I loved because I feel like that type of music is the best. And yeah, and he put a music video out for this song today. So I watched it an hour ago. It was really good.
So he made a music video before jail?
No, so like in the music video, he's not in it, but there's like a robotic version of him. Like they're almost like they're trying to build him back up into like that status. You know what I mean? And I think also the kind of cool part is he takes up this other persona when he did this album called Ashton Rain, which is such a 90s R&B artist name. So he was like, he tweeted out, he was like, Ashton's back. So I'm like, hey man, if you need to come like change your whole name and like Tory Lanez died and he's in jail and now Ashton is the new artist, sure, rebrand.
It's crazy.
Maybe he needs a rebrand.
We still know who he is.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not trying to be a hater, but this is going to come off as hating. This man's still making money and he's in jail.
It's crazy.
I could barely make money and I'm out of jail.
Well, that bail money will be easy.
Yeah. Does he have bail? Can he? No,
he's
bail?
Stuck. He's stuck.
Yeah,
he's stuck. But it's cool when you own all your own masters. How much money will come into your house?
Okay.
What you got?
I'm kind of gonna start at a random spot because I really want to say
I did the same thing. So
this line over here.
Let's hear it.
And I apologize ahead of time because.
Am I gonna laugh?
I think so.
Okay.
I should probably not. Seeing you tonight, it's a bad idea, right? Seeing you tonight, it's a bad idea, right? Seeing you tonight, it's a bad idea, right? Seeing you tonight. Well, whatever. Yeah, I know that he's my ex, but can't two people reconnect? I only see him as a friend. The biggest lie I ever said. Oh, yes, I know he's my ex, but can't two people reconnect? I only see him as a friend. I just tripped and fell into his bed. And then my favorite part, she goes,
oh, your favorite part didn't already happen.
And I told my friends I was asleep, but I never said where. In his sheets.
Oh.
You should see me in the morning show. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, so you've been gallivanting around the apartment singing only the hook part, I guess.
Mostly just saying, I should probably not.
And it's driving me crazy.
So it's bad idea, right? Obviously, you can tell from the 4 lines I said in a row from Olivia Rodrigo. And it's so funny because she performed this at the VMA Awards and my best friend Ronnie was over and he was like, that's going to be her single, but I don't love it. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of annoying.
Catchy.
What? That's my jam, bro. I'm like, sheets. And I really kind of wish I was still like 16, 17, because that's kind of the age group she's at.
You want to like put your Jansport on and like kick a locker.
Yeah,
and, like,
I want to just like yell at a boy and be like,
some random in the hallway, slap his books out. You're a bully.
So now, well, yes. So now I just have to do that to you in the apartment.
Slap my books out.
Yeah,
that's not.
And just say, it's a bad idea, right?
No, I'm gonna push my glasses and no, my books.
Oh no, not the my books.
I got good grades, I promise.
Me too, honestly. I kind of killed it. All right.
Next.
Going into movies and TV, let's talk about it because we thought it was gone, but it is
just
back.
like everything that's great, it comes back around.
Barbenheimer.
It's back. So we participated in Barbenheimer weekend where we actually did it in Heimer-Barben order because we saw Oppenheimer first and then we saw Barbie, correct?
Did we?
Oh, wait.
No, we saw Barbie first.
Okay, so we did it the normal way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we saw Barbie. We were so happy Friday. And then Sunday we were like, oh,
half asleep.
Depression.
Yeah.
Yeah, great depression.
It was cool. We've talked about it before. Oppenheimer, however you say it. There was a lot of stuff I didn't get.
Yeah.
Where you would look at me and be like,
locked in.
Oh, wow. Can you believe that? And I literally am like, this man is just speaking. Yeah. I don't know what he's talking about. So I felt a little uneducated while I was watching it. And also it's a very long movie. So when the time came for the bomb, I was like, it's over. No.
Nope. Classic Christopher Nolan movie. There was still another hour and a half to go. Both movies were very explosive for different reasons. Yep, I went there.
Let's see what you did there.
So there is a no budget movie coming out called Barbenheimer.
Yeah, like a low budget.
And can you give me the details on what it's about?
Okay, so like you were saying, there's like a guy that makes low budget to zero budget films. His name is Charles Band, and he's a part of Full Moon Features. So he kind of just does shameless cash grabs.
Okay.
Right? So he's making this Barbenheimer movie, and it's about a doll scientist who visits the real world, sees how bad it is, and decides to build a nuclear bomb and blow it up.
I will not be there day one to see that.
I kind of want to see it.
Yeah, of course.
It sounds interesting. I really want to know like who's playing Barbie.
Oh, you're invested on the cast.
Yeah, and like how I know it's obviously low budget, so it's not going to be this grand.
It needs to be as campy as possible.
Yeah.
Because then it might actually be like really funny and good. And it could be like a cult classic like Sharknado and
Exactly.
like those. So I think if they stick to that formula, they might actually have a stupid hit on their hands.
And I would watch it. You wouldn't watch it?
Oh, I would watch it. I'm just not like
Running.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly say that I would run, but when what is it? Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey came out, I still haven't seen it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see it so
sounds
bad.
So like I'm intrigued.
Yeah. So I'm into it. I think if it's like on a streaming service that I have at home, I think I'd put it on
100%.
But if I have to go somewhere, I probably
0%.
wouldn't watch it because I'm lazy.
Yeah. And I also wouldn't watch any of the Terrifier movies.
You know, people were going into the theaters and like throwing up in there.
I can imagine.
It's scary.
I can imagine because the plot is extremely gory. It's not even a scary movie.
Yeah.
1 and 2. It's just gory. Like people are, we're not going to talk about it. But
I heard it was like really disgusting. And so
it's like Saw on steroids.
I started watching the trailer. One of our friends put it on for us and I literally got
It was creepy.
frightened.
Yeah. Well, lucky for you, they're making a third one.
Yay, so excited. Can't wait.
And how do you top 2 Halloween scary movies?
By making another?
You make another and you change the holiday because it's going to be taking place in the Christmas season now.
Not Saint Nick.
So what are we thinking? There's no plot for this, by the way. So what are we thinking is going to happen? Is he like terrorizing like children? Like what's going on here?
That's scary. The thing is, since I've never seen them,
Okay.
I don't know what his purpose in life is, like what his point is.
He is a killer clown. That
Just
is
for funsies, right?
Yep.
So that's, I mean, what if he kills Santa?
I don't. I
That's
wouldn't
not
put it past
okay.
them.
That's not okay. And then he becomes Santa that has to deliver to each house. But when he goes to the houses, but he still eats the
Scary.
milk and cookies.
Yeah, well, of course, because
course.
he has to. That's like his call sign. He has to make a point.
He has to fuel
Yeah,
and leaves like a drop of blood on the plate.
like in the milk.
Yeah.
Like the milk cup is red.
Ooh. And then they think it's like strawberry milk, but it's not.
Right.
Okay.
It's not strawberry milk.
Who should we call? Because I feel like we need to be on
have
like,
ideas.
the writing team.
Yeah. Director.com.
Heard.
And then find them.
I feel like I would, like what we said was cool. I still wouldn't watch it though.
No, absolutely not. I'll give ideas, but then I'm like, all right, well, you guys have fun with that. See ya.
Just cite me at the end. What is that?
That was me driving away.
Oh, joy.
Hopefully you're in the passenger seat.
I hope so, unless you left me behind.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
Come
we're this is so stupid. We want to go into, well, first of all, we're never going to watch that, even if it does come out.
Because it terrifies me.
Yeah. We're going to go into our top 2 shows that we're currently like into and things we think you should watch because we're watching. You can make your own decisions. You don't have to do anything we do, but I feel like we're a good sense of judgment.
Yeah. And we're very successful people, so.
Are we?
Yeah.
You know what? Period.
Mind over matter. And that's what matters.
Oh, God.
Preach.
So we're going to go back and forth, and we each have 2?
Yeah, and I think one of them we have the same one.
Is that your first one?
So you want to kick off with that one?
Okay, yeah. So mine and yours
Yes.
is Sex Education.
Beautiful show.
That's on Netflix, and it's a British show. The cool thing about this show, besides the entire show, is that 90% of the main actors, and there's a lot of main actors, 90% of them didn't really have a background in acting.
Yeah.
Like they probably took classes, but there wasn't like they were in this show
Like
and this
A-list
movie.
movies and shows. Their
Literally?
IMDb's are empty.
Yeah, empty. And then it's just like sex education. And the way these people act, you would think they've been in everything under the sun.
Yeah.
It's just phenomenal. My favorite character is Eric.
Yes.
And there's just so many different things that go on in that show. So basically, do you want to describe the show at all or?
Yeah, so I guess the best way to say it is like season 1, it kicks off and there's a kind of outsider, somewhat nerdy kid, and his name is Otis. Otis Milburn. And you know, when you're going through that stage in your life in high school and all he sees are girls, right?
Yeah.
So they do a great job in the show portraying what everyone sees and how they process their emotions and how it's okay to ask for help. So that's kind of the main message of the show. But quick synopsis, Otis has huge hard eyes for someone known as Maeve.
Maeve Wiley.
And him and Maeve become really good friends, and they refer to it in the show as a sex clinic. And basically Otis, whose mother is a sex therapist, kind of uses the knowledge that he's overheard through his adolescence and starts giving out advice to kids in high school.
But he gives out really good advice. He's fantastic.
It's nuts.
And so where the switch comes in, where the switch comes in is that he's obviously running the sex clinic with Maeve. There's a ton of different stuff that happens that we can't even tell you. You just have to watch. But at one point, his mom comes in and becomes the sex therapist
at the school.
So that obviously changes everything. And then there's just so many things that happen. And we're on season 4 now, which is actually the finale.
Yeah.
I'm very sad it's ending because it's just a phenomenal.
It's fantastic. Just the way that phenomenal.
Yeah.
The way that they portray, honestly, everyone, how you identify yourself, whether you're straight, gay, anything that you see yourself as, they have a character in the show that you can assimilate with. And I just think the storytelling, the character arcs, the music, literally all of it, they nailed it, no pun intended. And I'm on a roll.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's a great show. I didn't think I'd be in love with it as much as I am when I first started it. And once we finish season 4, I would be perfectly fine going back to season 1 and starting the journey all over again.
Literally same. It's so good. And this is my second time watching seasons 1 through 3. I kind of forgot about it until season 4 just recently dropped. And then I was like, oh, I have to catch up. And then I asked you and you're like, no, I've seen like 1 or 2 episodes. And I was like, no, we have to go on this journey together. So it's been a lot
amazing.
Of fun.
Yeah. And I looked at you the other day when we finished season 3 and I was like, so you've known that this is where we end up the entire time? And you were like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
I was so shook.
It's crazy. But I mean, every character, there's characters that you hate in season 1 that by season 3 you're like, wow, that's my favorite character. And you start like tearing up and feeling bad for them. So man, it's crazy.
I'm excited to finish it, but I'm very nervous.
It's going to be, you know what, just like they say, it's going to be bittersweet.
Yes. So that's our first one. Everybody watch, if you want to. Yeah. Sex Education on Netflix.
Go watch it.
There's 4 seasons. There's 8 episodes in each season, so it's nothing crazy. And you should do it. So do it. What's yours?
Oh, I was going to point it.
No.
Yeah, fine, I'll go. So Loki season 2 is backpacking the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Really?
Oh my gosh, Tom Hiddleston is one of the best actors out.
I remember watching season 1 with you, and it was very interesting, but my bedtime is so early that you end up I don't want to hold you up from your show, but I hear you like
every night I'm like, oh.
I'm trying to sleep and you're like, oh. I'm like, what is happening? Way.
So this second season, you want to know what's so crazy? Because obviously it deals with time and like displacement and issues and stuff like that. And still the big bad that's kind of looming over Marvel right now is Kang, who's portrayed by Jonathan Majors. And this show does a great job of barely showing him, but making you so scared of what's to come.
Really?
And that's one of the things that gets me to keep going each episode. And I'm like, I need to see what's next, is what's going to happen, like that unknown and the fear of the unknown. But what really drives me like insane and has my brain just spinning all the time about this show is the finale airs on Thursday, right? At this point, spoiler alert, at this point, Loki is about to end up in the same exact position timeline wise that he was in episode 2
of which
the
season?
Same season.
Oh, okay.
So one of the cool things is there's a character known as Ouroboros, and they call him OB for short. And an Ouroboros is depicted by us as a snake eating its own tail. So basically it's a cycle. Oh. I'm going nuts. No pun intended.
You meant to say cyclical?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Nice.
So it's this cycle of, in order to continue this, I need to keep going and this needs to happen. So cause and effect, basically. And this entire season has been kind of an homage to this one character. And it's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? And making you question, well, is this guy really the bad guy, or is someone else behind it? Or do I need to do this to make this happen? And it's just a lot of what if questions.
Yeah, I love that. The way my ADHD is like set up, man. I just don't focus well a lot if I get confused, obviously. And I remember the first season you helped talk me through a couple things, but when you were explaining that whole thing that you just did now, I was like,
you were like, what?
I don't even know if I could watch that.
And I mean, I'll round it up with this point, but I think one of the things that Marvel did best up till Endgame was the character arcs. So you had Iron Man be so selfish, right? And then he makes the ultimate sacrifice. You had Spider-Man, who was kind of a kid under Iron Man's wing, and then he branched out and now he's doing his own thing. You had Thor lose all his family and then come back and be one of the people to save the day. Captain America had to go back in time to live his life out. So there's so many characters that they establish in this universe, but Loki was always like one of my favorites and always like a castaway, right?
Yeah.
And he was always so rude to Thor and everyone. Honestly, he was the main antagonist of the first Avengers film. This show has given him a character arc that is, it's mind-boggling.
Really?
The last episode, spoiler alert, last episode, this is just like a saying he said, but they're asking him because the TVA, the Time Variance Authority, is one of the things that is keeping kind of everything connected in the Marvel universe. And it's in trouble right now. And they're pressing him. They're like, why do you need to save the TVA? And he's like, I need to. And they're like, why? And he goes, because I need my friends back. And this is a character that is a super villain that just turned into breaking down in tears on this show and saying, I need my friends back. And I was sitting there and I'm like, because obviously I've been on this movie journey. And I'm like, holy crap, they really just reinvented an entire character. And I think that is the coolest thing ever.
Well, I'm excited for you. You said, when does the season finale come out?
Finale on Thursday. And then that kind of, I guess, leads right into the Marvels movie that's coming out Thursday at midnight.
I think we're watching that Friday,
Yeah,
right?
We're going to go see that Friday. And then I guess all of this is kind of with the news that Robert Downey Jr. might be coming back as Iron Man.
I saw that today in my prep.
Yeah.
That he signed on to be Iron Man.
Again.
So.
And I think, spoiler alert, I think this is because of Loki season 2.
Okay.
Because it's leading into this potential where Loki can rewrite everything that's happened. And I think there's going to be a need for him to pull some of these older characters, the Captain America's, Iron Mans, to beat Kang in this finale of the Avengers.
I feel like at this point I'm holding on by a thread.
Yeah.
Because I need to obviously watch that. Do I need to watch Loki season 2 to understand the Marvels?
I don't think so, but the idea of incursions, and for our listeners that don't feel like geeking out right now, I'm about to blow your mind, but incursions are a thing where worlds are colliding because people are messing with different timelines.
Okay.
So like, let's say in our world, right? If we here on Earth gain the ability to go visit another universe and we started like mingling with ourselves over there, there's the potential that both of our worlds could collide and both could be eliminated because we're interfering and like we're not supposed to go over there and mess with stuff, or they're not supposed to come here and mess with stuff.
That makes sense.
So that is potentially playing out on the live screen in this movie. There's a lot happening that I feel like people just needed to take a deep breath and wait for, but we're so over the high of Endgame that it's like, oh, we need like that level, and you have to rebuild the entire story back up. I mean, we did 10 years of movies just to get to Endgame, so take a chill pill.
Who are you yelling at? Everybody.
So that is my top 2 shows.
You literally named. Oh, you did.
Yep.
That is your second one.
That is my second one.
Sorry, I went crazy.
We had a joint first show.
Okay.
Not an actual joint.
Well.
No,
just kidding.
No joint. All my joints are good.
So my second show, it has actually been on Netflix for a minute, but it's Inventing Anna. So it's about Anna Delvey, who is basically like a con artist, but she worked her way up into like high society in New York. And it's interesting because when this first came out, it's Shonda Rhimes directed it, produced it, all that good stuff. So you know it's fire. When it first came out, I saw the first episode, 20 minutes of it. because there's this accent that the actress does, and I couldn't get behind it. So I kind of was just like, I don't want to watch this. So I turned it off. And for some reason recently, I think it just popped up on like Netflix, what to watch. And I was like, let me try this again. I have nonstop been watching this show.
Every day I come home, it's on the TV.
It's so good. There's 9 episodes. It's like a limited series. So it's just
one season?
Yeah. So it's just and it's done. Unless if I'm wrong, my bad. But that's what I've seen because it says it's a limited series.
Oh, then.
And it's just so interesting. I mean, this girl claims to be a German heiress and she comes to New York and she works her way into fashion shows and then says she's creating this thing called the Anna Delvey Foundation, which is going to be this kind of like social club that you have to get into, but you have to be kind of made of money to be in it. And it's like only the best of the best get into it. She leases this building that's supposed to be worth $50 million.
And she's just scamming.
She keeps saying like, I'm going to wire in money, all this stuff. But now getting into episode 8, the turn this has taken.
How the turntables. Because I'm like, girl, what is happening? And it's funny because I talked to my co-host about this and he said the end is going to get you. And I was like, boy. Oh yeah, this will probably happen. But now that I'm watching it, this show is so, so good. You're going to want to binge it. So Inventing Anna, I say watch it. It's on Netflix. And you just got to get past the accent, honestly. And now I kind of like the accent. So what kind of, it's like UK style? Or
it's like, no, it's an American show. Okay. But she has a German accent, but she's Russian. So she's Russian. Okay. And she moved to Germany. Okay. I feel like I'm giving some stuff away, so I don't want. So okay. But she lives in Germany.
I'm following.
So then she has a German accent, right? But she's also obviously Russian. Right. But then when she goes to New York, she says like, I'm a German heiress. So I have my dad has stacks back in Germany. Yeah. And then so you're just trying to figure out like, where's this all coming from? Like she's so delusional. The thing is though, she pays for things. Okay. She gets stuff done. And one of the best things about this show is this girl is smart. Yeah. She's like, low key, even though she's a scam artist, she's like low key a businesswoman. She was doing her ADF, which is the Anna Delvey Foundation, the high society thing I was talking about. And she had a whole plan for like a business booklet plan. I don't even know what they're called, but written out. So she would show those to investors and everybody was like, yeah. Wow. Sounds great. Wow. So this is just something I think you should watch if you want to get into it, if you're kind of bored.
You know what's scary? I mean, I haven't seen any episodes of this. I'm definitely interested now that you've promoted it. This makes me think, like, how many people are actually doing this in real life?
It's crazy.
Because you see people just, like, post pictures and stuff like that. And obviously social media is fake to an extent. But they're like, oh, I'm here and I'm there. And I'm like, how do you have time for all this, first of all? And how much of this is real or what are you faking? So now I am on patrol. So I'm going to find you.
It's crazy.
Fakers,
and also
all the fake people.
The fake people that try to like get into high society. The thing is, I don't know this by fact, but a lot of richer people are very like free with their money. Although some aren't.
Like let it fly.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's fine. I'll just drop like 10K on this. And that's how kind of stuff got by because she would just do something and they're like, oh, she has money. And then she would just take more money. Wow. Yeah, it's crazy.
I love it.
So good.
Cool. Well, I'll check that out for sure.
I'll rewatch it, honestly.
Yeah. That'll be next after we finish Sex Ed.
Hey.
Perfect. Well, sports this week. We've got some crazy stuff. So I love overreacting to topics on sports because clearly I'm about 50% wrong on all of my takes.
Big yikes.
So this is 100% right, though, however. So CJ. Oh, yeah, CJ. Oh, wow. You know what I just realized?
They're both CJ.
They're both CJs.
I thought you knew that.
Wow. I don't know. I don't even know the word because I'm not really surprised and I'm not like happy. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of a feeling. Anyway, so CJ Stroud, he is the rookie quarterback for the Houston Texans. He put on the performance of a lifetime this past Sunday against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So CJ, 470 yards and 5 touchdowns, one of them being the game-winning drive to beat Tampa.
He did 5 touchdowns in one game?
In one game. That is a rookie record. That was literally, if you watch the game, you watched history being made because that's never been done before.
That's crazy. Nobody wanted to stop him?
Yeah, no. They were like, oh, you can have it, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
So my overreaction to this is CJ going to win the Rookie of the Year award now? Like, since he just blew up. He literally blew up.
I mean, I don't know much about football, so I couldn't like pinpoint. I know who Odell Beckham is.
And I'm so glad you said that. I was literally about to bring that up because when someone does something in particularly football too, when they do something that just takes social media by storm, that almost is better than their statistics. So like CJ just did this, which is insane, right? But now everyone is talking about it. So now he's in the spotlight. Odell Beckham had that one-handed catch years and years and years ago, never looked back. He was always the topic of conversation. Then it turned to Odell Beckham's haircut and like stuff like that, right? So he capitalized off his moment, and I kind of feel like CJ Stroud's going to do the same thing, whether that's signing a big contract, winning Rookie of the Year, endorsement deals, stuff like that.
Good for him, though.
I think that's crazy. But I personally think he's going to win the Rookie of the Year.
Okay, don't come for me because sports, like I'm into them, but I'm not too knowledgeable.
Okay.
So Rookie of the Year is different from like the Heisman Award?
Yes. So Heisman Award is the best. Normally it's a QB, quarterback, or running back in college football.
Got you. Okay.
That wins the Heisman, but Rookie of the Year is first year in the NFL.
Oh, okay.
Or any sport. Honestly, so like NBA has a Rookie of the Year,
Gotcha.
MLB has a Rookie of the Year, hockey's got a Rookie of the Year. So
the more you know.
Yeah, now you know. So second, CJ, this news was kind of crazy because we were sitting at girls' night. I was at girls' night, which we'll talk about later. But we were sitting there, and I couldn't pronounce this word, and I still probably will botch it. But CJ McCollum on the Pelicans had pneumothorax. Is that correct?
I think you said it right.
And after doing some research on that, basically his lung gave out on him in the middle of a game
while he was playing.
Yeah, he basically like had a collapsed lung on the court.
Is he okay?
So he's good right now. They said doctors are monitoring him. I did a little bit more research on this, and I guess if your lung collapses, particularly for what he had, you need to have a water fast for 20 to 40 days.
Days?
Yeah. So 20 to 40 days of water only.
You don't eat any food?
You cannot consume anything that would cause fermentation in your lungs. Like
I would
sugar,
be so skinny.
No sugar. Fructose, no fructose. And glucose, no glucose. Don't ask me what has fructose or glucose in it because I'm not actively putting those ingredients in my food.
That's so he's going to lose a lot of muscle mass.
Yeah.
So he has
and they're already, NBA players are typically skinnier than any of the other major sports. So I don't know what's going to happen.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Well,
it just makes you, I mean, some injuries like you can come back from and some freak accidents happen and you're just like, oh, that's the end. So I don't know if he'll come back. I really just don't know.
I feel like if he does and has to do like that 20 to 40 day water basically cleanse.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I feel like he just has like a long journey uphill because he's going to have to do that first. Then it's like
reintroduce a normal routine and diet and everything. And that's crazy.
Dang.
I wouldn't even know, like, I can only imagine what was going through his mind, like on the court.
Yeah.
Like you just can't breathe. And then I guess the anxiety of not being able to breathe. And I don't know. So scary. So prayers out to CJ McCollum. Hopefully he has a speedy 20 to 40 day recovery process.
Plus.
Probably more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really don't even know what to make of that. But that's what happened in sports.
Well, good luck.
To switch it up, just to make it happy again, the Texas Rangers, they won. They won the whole thing in baseball.
The series?
The World Series. Which I always found ironic because it's just America.
Yeah.
But they're the best in the world.
That's pretty awesome. I know a couple episodes back you were saying that you were kind of rooting for them. So you kind of won technically.
Yeah, my heart is full now.
Is it?
No, not really. The Yankees lost, so.
They've been lost, though.
Yeah, they've been on the couch. So anyways, the Rangers, that was their first World Series title ever.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that was also history that happened in sports this week because they've never done that before.
Because we were talking about how they were low-key the underdogs, and then who were they playing?
They were playing against the Diamondbacks, who
were also low-key the underdogs.
Yeah, more underdogish.
So, I mean, good for them. I feel like either team, I don't know much, but either team, I'd be like, y'all did that.
Yeah, I would have been happy for either one. I feel like the Rangers, with the amount of money that they spent to get to that point, they shouldn't have lost.
Yeah.
It would have been bad if they lost the World Series, but also like they won, and it's like, cool, great job.
Good job.
So,
all right, on to the next kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. and perfect, because we're pretty much done with that. That's all we got for them.
Thank you, Rangers.
Great job, and see you next season.
Question mark.
Because baseball is 180 days away.
So. Oh, no. Yeah. Baby, are you doing too much? Okay, so I got to have my girlies over on Sunday, and we did like a girls' day, and it was just quite amazing. I woke up this morning and I was like, yes.
You were an award recipient.
Yeah, I got a Dundie. So I got thank you. I'd like to thank my fans. I got my first ever Dundie, which I think is so awesome. And it was for the Hostess with the Mostest in 2023.
Wow.
And I was presented to it at the end of our girls' day, which ended up being a long day. I mean, my friends came over to where I live, which is about an hour away. First of all, thankful for that in general, amazing. Because some people just don't want to do the drive. So they all came over. We went out. We went shopping. We're going to do like a craft and wine day. And then I got all the wines for us. We went to like Michael's, not you, but the actual craft store.
I mean, you went to Michael's apartment.
That's true. And then we went to like the Dollar Tree, and then we even hit Five Below, and our Five Below has a Five Below and Beyond.
Oh.
Which is crazy.
What is below 5?
What?
4. They should have called it 4.
What are you talking about?
So you went to 5 Below?
Yeah.
And what beyond below?
No, it's not beyond. It's beyond, like it's like 10 and up.
Oh, it's more pricier.
Like it's beyond.
Oh. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So it's pretty crazy back there.
So it's like Target.
Yeah, basically.
Nice.
So that's super fun. But we went in there and we had a good time. And then we went to my favorite place to eat. It's called Your Pie. If you ever want to visit me, come through. And I will take you there. And it was so good. And then when we finally got home, it was funny because you kind of went out for the day. And then you were like, on my way back. And I'm like, ooh, because we had just started crafting.
Yeah, I set aside so much time, and I was on dog duty. Well, they did. So
okay,
but that's good. That's healthy. Dogs should do that. Anyways, so I was on dog patrol, and I was gone for 5 hours. And I'm like, oh, this is more than enough time. I picked up dinner. Like, I had everything ready to go. So I came back, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to chill out the rest of the night. They'll probably be winding down night. This episode's full of puns.
You're the only one doing them.
Well, okay. Anyways, so I came back, and you're like, oh, yeah, we just started 10 minutes ago. And I was like, how many minutes ago?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, 10 minutes.
Because, I mean, we had to pick up everything, which took a while. And then, we also went to Target. And then we also had to eat our food, which took a while. Then we had to, get everything set up, actually create said crafts.
Yes.
And then clean everything up. And we had to take a zillion pictures,
and that is the skeleton of the events that transpired, because obviously there's a conversation that happens during each said event, and that takes a long amount of time.
But I love it. I think it's so fun. And I just wanted to talk about some girls' day essentials that I think are necessary when you hang out with your girls. Or if you're like more of a hang out with your boys type thing, do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's kind of that's what we do.
Yeah. So I feel like food is a necessity. You all have to kind of, and if you want to get different things, that's fine. But I just feel like you have to agree, we're going to eat. So just know that we're going to eat. I do think wine or alcohol is fun. If you are not into any of that or can't do that, I mean, any drinks, I love a good Coca-Cola, just having beverages there. But the wine, I just feel fancy holding my wine glass and talking to my girls, and it just feels like a moment. And then honestly, the last thing, which kind of just goes off of who you hang out with, is good people, good vibes.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have this girl group that everybody's so interesting and I guess individual in their own way. Each person brings something different, and we kind of all just fell into it together. And it's just so fun that each of us can hang out with one other by themselves, and it's not awkward, and then we can all hang together, if that makes sense. So
yeah, it's 5. There was 5 people,
5 total,
including yourself. It was 5 puzzle pieces that are interchangeable. They all fit with one another. It's weird.
Yeah,
they all make one puzzle, but like if you took 2 out, they still make their own puzzle.
Exactly.
But like the 3 that didn't get taken out make their own puzzle.
Yeah, they're still like doing their own thing over there.
Nuts.
So it's so fun. And I really think it's important because I feel like, especially being in a relationship now, this is like, I would say my first real relationship, and I would say my longest, obviously, if it's my first real relationship. We get stuck into our routine and doing our things. And, like I want to be with you all the time. So there is times where I'm like, dang, I haven't seen my girls in a while, especially because we do live an hour away. So I think girls' day or girls' night or just being with your friends is important for reconnection. And everyone has a busy life. So we kind of just throw it in a group chat and we're like, hey, y'all want to hang out? And just kind of figure out what day we're free. And it's been working out so far. And one of our really, really good friends is back from California. So shout out Jess. I'm so glad she's here. And it's just, I feel like we just completed our puzzle all together. And like I said earlier, you just take time out of your routine. I feel like we all get stuck in like the mundane day-to-day life that I feel like you need to connect with your friends. Like you have guys' nights sometimes. And I think that's well needed for you as well.
It's so needed.
And you guys, I mean, I don't even know what you guys do, but I know it's fun because we want to crash all the time.
It's confidential.
Oh, period.
Yeah.
Period.
It's PG, but it's confidential.
Okay. Heard. I'm going to infiltrate the scene.
Well, not surprised.
Yeah, I can do it.
So, but yeah, I mean, you look like you had a blast during girls' night. When I came in and I started cooking, because that's what I love to do.
Yeah.
I just kind of kept silent, and I was there, but I wasn't there. I was letting you guys do your thing, but I just stayed in the kitchen like a good husband, I guess.
Oh.
And
is this it?
I'm
just
this
kidding.
is not the moment. And I just chefed it up over there, and I made some burnt cookies, which were awesome because it's awesome.
I mean, they were good. You were working
The unburnt ones were great.
And then you made this steak that was fire.
So if you guys know a thing about me is I love to cook.
Yeah.
And apparently after this girls' night that transpired, I have now been appointed to be the hibachi chef for Friendsgiving.
I'm down with it.
That I did not volunteer
Can
for.
I get you the hat and the apron?
So it was foretold that if I wore the outfit that I would do it. And I feel like, I don't know, I'm real teeter-tottering on this.
It's already in my Amazon cart.
Yeah. And the problem is once this gets brought up to everyone, and now obviously it'll be public knowledge after this episode, but once it gets brought up to everyone, they're going to go for it, which that's not okay for me.
I mean, at least it means you're a good cook.
Yeah.
That like nobody's like, whoa, we don't want him to cook.
Stay
food.
away. Keep him away.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it's a compliment. It is a lot of work, but we'll get you a fit. So
that's cool.
And you'll have food.
Yeah, you guys could start throwing money at me too, and then I'll be Magic Mike at that point.
Oh,
gang.
Oh, I don't know what song does he dance to? What's the finale?
I don't know, but for whatever reason, the first one that popped into my head is "Girl, You Know I."
Oh, okay.
Girl, you know
I was giving "Take You Down" by Chris Brown.
Oh, we could do.
I wanna take you down.
I really wanna take you. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you know.
No, I don't.
You know the song.
I don't.
Because you're going to start going crazy. You like it what you see.
Oh, Heat?
Everything that's on me.
Heat? I don't know. That song does
like
things.
Just trying to.
Oh, looking like we should quit playing games.
Hey.
Okay, so for today's quit playing games, we're doing a what would you do situation. So I have 2, and I think you have 2.
I do.
And I'm going to start, and it's just going to be like, what would you do? What if this was happening?
Okay.
And just kind of tell me how you feel and what would happen.
Yeah, we'll converse about it.
So what if your favorite movie was real life?
Like we lived in it, or
Yes.
it just came to life?
No, we lived in it. And what would it be?
Yeah, that's a problem because I have so many favorite
You have
movies.
to pick one.
So I guess my favorite movie this week it's going to be Interstellar.
Oh, didn't it just have an anniversary?
It did 9 or 10 years,
Yeah.
like 2 days ago. So Interstellar is one of the greatest movies of all time, ranked by stats and by my personal opinion. And it's so good. And if it was real life, I feel like it's going to be real life, like in the next 50 years or so.
Okay.
Where we have to kind of navigate to reinvent Earth.
Oh my gosh.
Or like rediscover how we're going to operate because Earth is dying. And it's a very real concept,
Mother Earth
which is
dying. Sorry,
Oh,
that's
wow.
from that's from 21 Jump Street. Sorry.
Wow. So yeah, what would I do if I lived in it?
Yeah.
I feel like I would have to. Oh man, I don't want to be Matthew McConaughey in that movie. That's very Merv.
Aww.
Merv. Anyway, I had to say that for Alana. That she loves that scene. Well, she doesn't love the scene. She loves quoting it. So, anyways, what would I do? I guess I'd just be a normal person and go when everyone says it's time to go.
Heard.
But yeah, scary. That's scary that could happen.
Yeah.
So, anyways, let's move past that. So, what would you do if you had the ability to uninvent one item?
To uninvent one item?
You completely remove it from history. What are you uninventing?
Electricity. Just to mess with people. Because everybody want to be all like...
That first off, that laugh was so stupid.
I loved it.
It was like a count.
But everybody wants to be all like, I need my electricity. I need my stuff charged. Like, try living back in the day. Do I think I could survive?
I think so.
I think I would do well. I don't think I'd be extremely happy.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think it'd be kind of funny to see people without electricity.
No, it'd be sick. We'd have to go to like the local, I guess, playhouse. And like that would be us watching movies. With like people acting like literal live movies. And then we'd have to carry lanterns around, which is freaking awesome.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And we'd probably have to ride horses because all cars are becoming electric.
And then we send carrier pigeons with our
down
messages.
With the pigeons.
What if I'm like, bring steak home for dinner, but it gets to you the next day?
Then we will have whatever we caught. Because I guess in this whole scenario, we're actually going back in time.
Okay.
As well. So.
That's what it sounds like.
If I need to wear my black coat and be the king of the North, I will do it. I'm not saying I have to, but I will be Jon Snow if needed.
I mean, let's do it.
Okay. So what would you do if a voice followed you around narrating your life?
Oh, like Elf?
Sure.
Or no, there was another movie that happened.
It's most movies.
Will Ferrell was in it. That's why I said that.
Okay.
If a voice does it know? Can I talk to it and can it talk to me? Or
like breaking the third wall?
Yeah.
You know what? Let's switch it up and say yeah.
Okay.
That wasn't on the original, but
I mean,
Erika scratches her back.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
As she ponders the thought of this question.
I think we would get into a lot of fights.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like,
stop.
You really don't have to say all of that.
Oh, but I do.
And then it's also that like weird voice that you have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
the
like,
narrator voice.
Just talk to me, bro. Let's be friends.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't love it.
Would you hate it?
Yes.
So you definitely wouldn't love it because you hate it.
Yeah. I don't understand why you did that.
Yeah, I don't know either.
All right. So what if every time you burped, you fainted?
They're going to have to we're going to have med supplies on standby.
Really?
Yeah.
You couldn't drink. I feel like you couldn't drink soda anymore. Anything caffeinated.
Could you imagine? I'm picturing it. Like you take the sip and you burp and then you just fall backwards. And then you're, there he goes again. What happened? What happened to Mike? Oh, he burped.
So I feel like we would have to tape. Well, not tape, maybe Velcro a pillow to the back of your. Well, then you would have to put it on the front because what if you fall forward?
Oh man.
You need to live in a bubble.
You would, but that would be so funny with the narrator voice because you'd burp and the narrator would be like, and there he goes.
And you're like, meow.
He is asleep. So stupid. Alrighty.
That's it for episode 10. Yes, we did it. I feel like this is a beautiful milestone.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited for the future. And I hope people keep listening and saying, what's up? And if you have any advice or critiques that you want to give us, we're totally down for hearing it. And we will change accordingly.
Yeah. And we are actively working on getting the video footage.
Yeah.
That has been probably the number one requested thing from this podcast so far.
Well, now that I have a phone that has space on it and very good camera quality.
And because I'm a follower, I guess, and not a leader, I will also be getting a new phone this week.
I'm so
I just want to be like you.
Am I an influencer now?
I mean, you influence things.
So that makes me said influencer.
Maybe.
Follow me on Instagram at
influence people there.
Erika Janine on air, and they can follow you at
mhall22.
Yeah.
I barely post.
It's okay, me neither. I haven't posted since September.
It's been a long time. If you scroll far enough, you'll see like high school me.
Oh nah.
And I wouldn't. Because I'm not like Otis Milburn.
I wouldn't.
I am no Otis.
I wouldn't. Okay, thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.